Hi, this is Robert Rapier from R Squared, and this is R Squared Energy TV. In this week's episode, I've got questions about electric cars and about overpopulation. So first question, what do you think about electric vehicles? Do they have a future? If yes, how far down the road? I actually just finished writing about electric cars in the book that I'm working on. I'm hopeful about electric cars. I mean, electric cars offer a pathway to allow us to have similar mobility to what we have today, if certain challenges can be overcome. You know, batteries is a major thing. You know, there's still a lot of range anxiety. There's still a lot of tales about people getting stranded. I know personally about one here in Hawaii where somebody wasn't driving that far, but they were driving uphill, and their car stranded them. So until some of those till those stories become very, very rare, I think some people are still going to be tentative about buying those cars, and some of them tend to be expensive. You know, the Volt, which is actually not an electric car, it's it's an extended range electric vehicle, but it's actually a hybrid. That may be the future if they can get the cost down, you know, to where more people can afford them. You know, I think electric cars in general, though, with solar power, wind power providing the electricity, offer a way for us to have, you know, good mobility as fossil fuels deplete. I just don't know how long that's going to be. You know, Nissan CEO said he projected that 10% of electric car sales would be 10% of car sales would be electric by 2020. J.D. Power and Associates did a survey that said 7%. When you consider all the cars that are on the roads already, that means still a very low percentage of cars by 2020, and by even 2025 or 2030 would be electric cars. Second question, it seems that the root of many problems, including peak oil, is that the earth is overpopulated. Why don't you ever talk about this issue? So I've been asked this question from time to time, and my response is, you know, I'm a chemical engineer. I work on energy stuff. You know, I feel like I can have some impact doing energy projects. I wouldn't even know where to begin about overpopulation. I mean, how do you, you know, slow down population growth in emerging countries? How do you? I don't know. You know, I don't work on this problem, and furthermore, I don't know what the carrying capacity of the Earth is. I don't know. You know, it seems like it's overpopulated, but then, you know, I was in India a few years ago, and they've got a population of over 1 billion people, and they are, according to my host, they're relatively self-sufficient in food because they're largely vegetarian. And so the carrying capacity of the earth depends on a lot of assumptions. I think if everybody lived like people in America live, then probably we're way over the carrying capacity of the earth. If everybody lived like people in India, maybe not. So I really don't know, but the main reason is just simply it's out of my area and it's out of my ability to influence. Say the earth is overpopulated, you know, what are we going to do about that? There's not a lot. You know, we're going to have to deal with people that we've got on the earth here, and you know, I have this conversation with people sometimes that they can casually talk about. Yes, the earth's overpopulated, but Mother Nature will take care of that problem, and they casually talk about, you know, 1 billion or 2 billion people freezing or starving to death. And I've had these conversations with people who didn't bat an eye when they would say that. You know, if you think about that, how horrible it is, I'll give you an example here. If you're driving down the road and you see somebody on the side of the road in trouble, say they fall over, they're obviously in distress, you're going to pull over and help them. Almost everybody would pull over and help them and assist. Later on, you call the ambulance comes get the person. You're concerned, you want to know what happened to that person, were they okay? That's a person, and this personally has happened to me. It happened to me recently. Somebody fell over on the side of the road, and I pulled over and I tried to help him. I called 911 and got the ambulance there. Imagine that now. This is somebody that I don't know, but I'm concerned, and most people would be. And now we're going to talk about this situation happening 1 billion times, 2 billion times, all these people in trouble. And we can casually talk about that as if, you know, it's just an abstract concept that we're talking about. You know, this is mothers, brothers, you know, husbands, fathers, all these things, you know, close family members. It would be an absolute tragedy. And if you believe, you know, that if you believe the earth is overpopulated and there's nothing else to be done but massive depopulation, I, I can't, my mind can't go there, and so I don't entertain those scenarios. And some people have told me, well, you're just not realistic. I don't know about that. I just can't entertain that scenario. So, one of the things that I do is I work to try to make sure that we've got energy for the people. I would like to see population decline naturally. I think definitely parts of the world that are overpopulated. But again, I don't know by how much, and there's I'd say it again, there's just not a whole lot I can do about it. So, but what I can do is try to make sure that we are moving towards sustainable energy solutions for the people that do exist, and trying to prevent such a catastrophe of all these people dying off. And so that's what I've chosen to work on. I've chosen to work on in the energy field, and there are very good people who are working on the population issue in developing countries, and it's just not my area. So with that, I leave it. Tune in next week. Thank you.